welcome back to Joan Ventures and to another episode of Upcycling My Clothes. So for this video, I will be turning these long sleeve polos into cute and trendy CO-ORDS or TERNOS. So here I will be making this skirt. So don't forget to flip the polo inside out and then kumuha na kayo ng skirt na usual na sinusuot nyo so that it will be easier to make it since ititrace nyo na lang siya, and that's what I did here. So that's the red line that you can see. And I just safety pinned the sides para hindi gumalaw yung tela. Next, I'm just sewing the red line, so I'm pretty much following the outline of the skirt I made. So ayan na siya. And here, I will be taking out the buttons kasi ang gagawin ko is lalagyan ko siya ng zipper para masara. And here, I totally forgot to film the part where I attached the zipper, but don't worry, I will be showing another skirt later on. So in this part, I'm already making the top. As you can see, I just connected a bunch of extra cloth from the polo, and I know the cloth is quite big, but it's okay because we need it bigger since we're gonna be attaching a garter to give that ruched effect. And as I've mentioned in my previous upcycling video, to get the exact amount of garter to use, just measure the whole length of the cloth and then cut the garter shorter than that, as we will be stretching it as we sew. So that's what I'm doing here. As you sew the garter onto the cloth, just stretch it as you go to give it that ruched effect. So this is the finished product. Then pinsukat ko siya sa kapatid ko, but it was too hard to wear. So what I did was I made a slit in the middle and then I just attached a zipper. So that's what I'm doing now here, so it's easier to wear. Next thing I'll be doing is the sleeve part of the top. So I just combined both of the sleeves from the polo, and I'm cutting just about a quarter of the whole length. And here I'm just cutting out the excess fabric from the armpit area. And now that my sleeves are free from excess fabric, I will be attaching garters on both edges to get that puff sleeve effect. And here I've already attached the garters on both edges, and then I just made a slit on the middle part of that sleeve and attached it to the top. And now moving on to long sleeve polo number 2. Here I have a light purple plaid polo. And like earlier, it's just the same process. I went ahead and outlined the lower part of that polo with the skirt that I have, and then I stitched the red part. And here I'll be showing you how I attached the zipper. So what I did was I just made a slit on the upper part of the skirt, and then I attached the zipper on both of the edges. Make sure to leave about half an inch of space on the top part kasi ihehem nyo pa yun, guys, para clean finish. And that's what I'm doing now. So I'm just folding it first, making sure that it's equal on both sides, and then I'm using some pins to keep it in place, and I went ahead and hemmed it. And my sister requested na gusto niya yung slit sa may bottom part ng skirt, like the trendy, like Korean styled skirts nowadays. So I went ahead and measured the whole length of the bottom of the skirt, divided into two, marked the center of both sides. I made the slit, and then I just hemmed the rough edges to finish it off. Now moving on to the top part of this terno, so I just went ahead and cut out the excess fabric on the bottom. And here I'm measuring my chest to my navel area, and I'm cutting that area out into a big rectangle shape. So this will serve as the front part of my top, and here I'm just hemming the upper part. So I finished hemming the upper part, and now I actually wanted to have that bandana effect. So what I did was I measured the midline and then just fold it into 2 triangles, yung parang nagpo-fold kayo ng paper plane. Then once you're happy with the way it looks, go ahead and hem it. And then after that, since tapos pa lang ako sa front part ng top ko, I just went ahead and cut out some more fabric from the sleeves part, and I'm making it into 2 big triangles to attach it to the sides of my top, keeping as much fabric as I can so I can still make a knot at the back to have that full bandana effect. Now moving on to my third and final polo that I will be upcycling. It looks like a yellow pad, but a cute yellow pad. So anyway, what I'm doing here is I'm just tracing the skirt that I have. And hindi ko yata ito napakita earlier, but do cut out that area kung saan nakalagay yung button, so that middle part if you want to close your skirt using a zipper. And here I'm just tracing the skirt and pinning the sides as well to keep the cloth in place. And I'll be stitching the red outline that I made. So that's what I'm doing here. And like earlier, I'm just attaching the zipper onto the slit that I made on the upper part of the skirt. And then I realized that this skirt wasn't really flattering on me, so I just went ahead and added garters on the side, so my skirt ended up looking like it was just hugging my body shape, and I really loved it. And now moving on to how I made my matching top. Here, I'm just cutting out the cuffs part of the polo, and those cuffs will be covering my belly area, so the lower part of my top. And here, I'm just stitching where both ends meet, so it actually ended up looking like a corset. And now I'll be making the upper part of my top now. So what I did was I just cut out a big piece of cloth from the remaining polo, and I stitched it onto one side of the cuffs, folding the cloth as I go to give it that ruched effect. To have the same effect on the opposite side or the upper part of my top, I just went ahead and added garter as it just hugs my body and it keeps it more secure. And here, I'm already working on the side part of my top, and like what I did with the previous TERNOS, I just took the sleeves of the polo and cut it into 2 triangles, keeping as much fabric as I can so I can still tie it at the back. And I forgot to show it here, but I also added straps for more support. That's a wrap of episode 2 of Upcycling My Clothes. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you still haven't, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!